Northwest. We have all these mountains. It's a pretty decent scenery. I gotta focus, these cars driving crazy. Wanting to catch those mountains. Look at that, dude. It's awesome. Coming into North Carolina. Coming down the mountain here. Every now and then you get some good views. This is a nice little road. Got a little stressed out trying to figure out my next moves. I got a little sub or wrap at the grocery store, and I was just sitting in the car, just getting annoyed because pretty much the place that I want to camp at, I have to go like over the state, and then from there, what I thought I was gonna do might change. I might go down further in the state, but so I don't know. Because like a couple things changed that I thought I had figured out. So I just decided to get out here, go on this nice little walk. It was right down the road. It looks like they had a wildfire through here, at least on this side. This side looks pretty good, pretty clear. But yeah, I was hoping they had like a picnic bench here so I could get my computer out instead of looking at my little phone screen. But I might just sit in my car with my computer, go somewhere else and find a public library or something. I'm just trying to keep doing things in the order of the right direction so I'm not backtracking. But it'll be alright. And then it's getting late in the day, so it's going to get dark soon. So I'm going to hurry and figure some crap out. Especially if I have like an hour and a half of driving to do to get to the camp spot. But yeah, I'm just going to relax for a minute and walk a couple miles. It's a beautiful place, and instead of getting like all stressed in the moment, like trying to figure out what I'm gonna do later, where am I going, and blah blah blah, and like, you know, looking out to the next couple days. Dude, I've been freezing my ass off all winter in freaking sub-zero weather, and look at this. Look where I am right now. This is amazing. I went to the beach today. It was cold and windy at the beach, but hey, I went to the beach. I had my feet in the ocean. Pretty sweet. So I'm just gonna relax and enjoy myself for a little bit. Not worry about crap. Figure it out later. This is actually pretty crazy. It looks like all of this burnt recently. Must have had a wildfire rip through here. Over there, some water. Pond. Might be some freaking alligators around here. We're heading back on the loop now. It's a good 2-mile loop. A little exercise clears the brain. It's always good for you. Cloudy sky today. As I'm walking through this part right here, I started realizing this is kind of like the jungle. You're in the jungle, baby. Kind of like Vietnam. This is kind of cool. I imagine this is somewhat what Vietnam is like. Viet God dang damn. So signs kept saying might be seasonally wet. And I was like, I always think shit will be fine. I'm like, it'll be fine. No big deal. I hear something moving in the woods now too. And all I have is my old Brooks on, and then we got all this to try and navigate through. I guess over here. I was making good time too, but oh, it's so mushy. right here in the middle. Woo! Yeah, see, there's some big prints out here. I started thinking there's probably some big shit out here. There's probably wild boar, some type of wild cats out here. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, dude. I don't want to go back all the way around. I think if I get through there, it'll be fine. If I just get through that swamp part right there. Looks like there's a way around. Look at this. Sometimes you just gotta open your eyes, guys. Look at this. I mean, come on. That wasn't too difficult. I was gonna say rocket science, but I don't think rocket science is that difficult, really. All right. Look at this. Perfecto. Look for the solution, not the problem. Haha! So long, sucker! Ah. Uh-oh. There's another one up here. Oh, crap. Alright, now we got this one here. But this one's a little more straightforward. Just stick to the outskirts here. Bob's your uncle, whatever that means. Alright, we made it back to the original part of the trail. So we're out of the woods, figuratively and literally. And now we gotta figure some crap out. I'm thinking tonight, do a primitive night. And then the next few nights, while I'm in Florida, go to the nice campgrounds, pay for the spot, you know, instead of roughing it out here like I did in Virginia and stuff. Like, I'm in Florida near the ocean. I might as well go to the best spots and stay there and enjoy myself. There's this like blue lagoon thing I see on social media. I want to find out where that is. I'm sure I saved it somewhere, but it's probably, you know, way down in the stack by now, so I gotta see if I can figure that crap out. Look at these houses, dude. That one's being built, but right on the water.
Sharon Osbourne has confirmed Ozfest will return in 2027 as a traveling tour, possibly even world.
This is what it looks like at night here. It's all foggy and misty. But we're on our way to Chipotle. I need some calories. I get grumpy and discombobulated when I'm hungry. Well, I haven't made a clip in a while because I really don't know what to do. All the campgrounds are filled up, all like the nice good ones. Because I kind of wanted to check out Sarasota. Person's backing in, but that campground was all filled up. Just all the good campgrounds are filled up, which I guess it's that time of year. I just wasn't expecting that, prepared for that, didn't even think of it. Then there's some like other ones inland, but I got the gist, you know what I mean? I see Florida, I see what it is. You got palm trees, the weather's nice, it's all cool, but it's not really what I want, not really what I'm looking for, so I don't know if it's worth it. Drive 4 hours to sleep on the highway, and then in the morning go to the beach in Sarasota just to drive all the way back, you know. So I really don't know. Other option would be camping some middle campgrounds. I really don't want to spend the time or money there. Another option is start heading back, so not too sure. And this is the same thing that happened yesterday, so on day 2 of just hanging around here, we'll see.
Don't be so worried if you're afraid. It's like, okay.
Alright guys, I'm in St. Augustine Beach Pier. I meant to go to the beach that I was at the first day I was here, but they made some miscalculations. I was going to Butler Beach, but as I was driving through I was like, that's just sketchy, so I'll go to the St. Augustine, and I thought this was the one I was at yesterday, but then I looked into it. The one I was at yesterday or the day before was Meckler's,
beach or something like that, which was in a nice area. This area's a little sketchy. I haven't seen, like, you know, the real sketchy stuff, but, like, it actually seems like pretty normal people hanging around. But I just have that feeling, you know? Like, the stores are older, the lights are darker. Just know, it's just, you know, a little sketch over here, so I'll probably go find a Cracker Barrel, however far that is. Could cruise out to Meckler's Beach, but that's like 20 minutes away. Dude, I didn't want to go 40 minutes to the beach, and all I did was walk out on this pier. I was like, Cracker Barrel's 20 minutes away. It's another 20. I'm like, okay, when am I gonna be in Florida again? Just do the drive. I didn't even go where I wanted, but I went out to the pier, got some cool pictures. It was actually a really weird, cool, spooky experience walking out of that pier at night, and the waves are just hammering. But yeah, man, I don't know. I doubt I'd go up to Meckler's Beach. I'll see where it is in relation to Cracker Barrel, but we shall see. Walking out on this pier at night is pretty creepy, but also pretty cool. Alright guys, so after going back and forth in Florida for a couple days around the Jacksonville area, couldn't really find any campgrounds I wanted to go to. I know I don't want to live there long term anyways. I'm in Georgia right now, like the edge of Georgia, Florida. I think I'm going to start heading back. I think maybe I'd like to come again when I can plan it out better, hit all the spots, and have a better setup back here. It was a good stress test. It was a good, I'm also, my gut just kind of just saying go home, which I don't know if you should listen to your gut, or, you know, like, everyone says something different, but I'm kind of just ready to go home, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Because the other option is, like, there's some availability at the Everglades Park. So I drive down there 6 hours, camp there, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, between gas and everything, it's probably going to cost me gas, camping, campsites and stuff. Probably going to cost me a few $100. And I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze on that. I kind of get the gist. I would like to see everything sometime where I can go to all the nice campgrounds and whatnot. So, but then I'm also thinking, like, am I giving up on the, I don't want to say YouTube aspirations with that, because, you know, more like video aspirations, because you post from other places. I don't think that YouTube should be the end all be all, but I'm not giving up. It's just another pivot, another change in the road. Did a lot of cool stuff, I think. Got a lot of good clips for the little trip I did do. But yeah, if I could do it again, I guess just plan it out better. And I didn't realize how far out those campsites are booked and whatnot. That's kind of crazy. I'm at least going to get on the highway and start heading north and see if I can find a rest stop to stop at for a minute. Got this 68 Mustang in front of me. Man, that thing's sweet. I'm going through St. Fernandina Beach or something like that. Well, I decided not to leave quite yet. Whoa! I'm walking in the ocean right now. Woohoo! And I decided I'd give it one more night. Make a decision tomorrow. I was like, I'll go hang out at the beach, sleep at a rest stop, and then head to South Carolina to a family member's house. But we'll see. I'm gonna call it a second wind here. Right now, I'm just enjoying myself on the water. That's the front camera, so I don't know how good of quality that shot will be, but it's probably good enough. so now we're somewhere down near Ocala and the Villages. I just had to get more gas. This freaking V8 4Runner is thirsty. Kind of crazy, actually. It just keeps like chugging the fuel. So yeah, and gas is expensive in Florida. I wasn't expecting that. At this point, I'm really like, when I first got on the highway, it was Highway 202. It was nice driving, you know, some stoplights here and there. Dropped down from 70 to 65, 55, 45 here and there, but it was nice and decent. And then I get on 75, and it's like that freaking movie, Jason Statham. What's that called? Death Race. Yeah, it's like Death Race on there. So at this point, I think I'm doing all this just so I can have the satisfaction of going all throughout Florida. And I can say, well, I conquered Florida. I went all the way down to the tip of it. I checked out the nicest beach, supposedly in the U.S. in Sarasota. I can't think of the name right now, but and then I think the next day I'll head down to the Everglades, and then start making my way back, and that'll be that. And I'll say, hey, I'm done with Florida. Cool. It's like 87 degrees right now, so that's a factor too. Yep, I put, because I wasn't that low on fuel, so I put 35 in. We got 10 gallons. Let's see where the gauge ends up at. Okay, we're a little low on, a little less than the full level. So that's actually the top right there is where it holds the most fuel. So we'll get a couple 100 miles out of that. So, all right, let's get back on the road, I suppose. Going over this bridge and getting near Sarasota. It was 90 degrees, now it's 86. This appears to be the actual city of Sarasota. So we're just cruising through here now. Very cool. Hit this guy. Yeah, okay, I'll let it slide. Some of these houses are really amazing, like that one. And these ones. You got some kids on bikes here. Yeah. Houses that lead to the ocean.
Take a slight left turn onto Midnight Pass Road.
Very cool. Look at this road here. I just seen a sign that said, lock your doors, watch for pedestrians, something spring break 2026. I don't think it's spring break yet. It's very early March. Definitely shouldn't be. But wow, this is a beautiful road. We're right down by the ocean now. See what we got over the bridge. Houses, what the heck? Alright, so we just got to the Siesta Beach. This last part through the town of Sarasota, it took like 20 minutes to go 5 miles. Absolutely ridiculous. They had red light cameras and they had speed cameras. A red light camera might have got me just because it was so frustrating. Stopping, going, stopping, going, stopping, going. When I went through, it was yellow, but you know how that goes. So we'll have to figure all that out, but I'm at the beach now, so I'm gonna go check it out and see what's going on. I cannot believe how big this beach is, how many people are here. I don't know if it's worth the 4-hour drive, but the sand is pretty cool. more like flour. Alright guys, so I actually end up having a pretty good time at the beach. I guess I'm supposed to take a camera with me and show you that, but it was difficult getting swim trunks on, finding somewhere to put my keys, blah 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 blah. But it was a nice time out there, and I got some pictures and whatnot. But yeah, I'm super hungry right now. I'll update you guys later. I gotta get some food. But when I first got here, I was like, dude, I drove all this way for this shit. I was like, it was just overcrowded, blah blah blah, so many people. But then I went in the water and I was like, it was worth it. It was nice to go into the ocean. I drank a good amount of salt water, so. But yeah, like, I'm so hungry right now. I gotta go eat, so I'm going Chipotle. All right, so I think the last update I did was when I was leaving the beach. When I got Chipotle, terrible experience like it usually is. Always such crappy workers in there. But I get it because the food's pretty, it's pretty basic. You know what you're getting, you know what's in it. And it's filling. So did that, then I went over to Cracker Barrel, and it was so hot in here. Just for like 2 hours, I was just like switching from back there up to here, just trying to sleep. And I think I fell asleep around like 2 o'clock. But in the meantime, I was getting bit by like these crazy mosquitoes. They're leaving like big welts on me where they bit me, so. But yeah, I slept maybe 3-4 hours at most. I'd say 3 is like a good bet. So I'm just at Plant Fitness now. I'm gonna go do the stairs a little bit and go to the bathroom, take a shower, whatever, and see if I can take a shower in there. And I'd like to shave my neck, but my thing, it's battery powered, but it's got to be plugged in really to work properly. So I don't know if I'll be able to shave or not. But yeah, dude, I'm tired. I don't know what we're doing today. I don't know if we're heading back or if we're gonna continue further into Florida. The Cypress Reserve is only like, I think, an hour and a half from here or something, so I'm kind of tempted to do that, but we'll see, dude. I just gotta get moving right now, and we'll go from there. That was a rough night. That was the toughest night in the trail. I can't even talk right now, dude. In the series of events of sleeping in the car. How about that? And then it dawned on me last night that like we went from like the coldest climate to like the hottest climate. Like too cold to sleep, too hot to sleep. Dude, it's definitely way easier to sleep when you're cold. Sleeping when you're hot is like impossible. There's an episode of Seinfeld where he's like, yeah, well, I've slept in a hot room and I wanted to kill myself. That's Kramer. So, yeah, it's tough. Alright, so I was able to shave and shower. What the heck is on this car? Pest control. Oh, the car's made to look like a mouse. That's pretty cool. That's funny. Anyway, so I was able to get in Plant Fitness. Got a shave, got a shower. Did a little workout, did stairs a little bit, just a little bit, and some crunches. Gotta get back in shape. After being, when you're up in New York all winter, you're just surviving. You're just trying to stay warm. You're not really thinking about, how do I look, blah, blah, blah. But you go to the beach, everyone there looks good for the most part. You're like, man, I gotta get in shape. There's all these good looking people down here. It's more of like the norm. Whereas up in New York, for the majority of the year, you're just bundled up trying to freaking stay warm, and you're trying to eat more and stuff to keep your calories high, especially because I walk a lot in the winter. But yeah, I was thinking, go Big Cypress, but dude, it was so uncomfortable trying to sleep last night that if I go further south, it's gonna be hotter. And I just looked it up, there's currently wildfires down there. You can still go, but if I'm trying to sleep and I'm all hot and uncomfortable, I can't sleep. And then also I don't like to breathe smoke. So if I'm breathing smoke, I'm all hot. I can just see the practical thing would be to go there hang out for a couple hours, check everything out, and then start driving back. But then I'm looking at a couple hours that way at least. And that's the Big Cypress. That's not the Everglades. But I feel like if I go to Big Cypress, then I pretty much went to Everglades. It's probably the same stuff. But so if I drive 2 hours there, hang out for a couple hours, then it's like a 7-hour drive back to the edge of Florida, the Florida Welcome Center, where it was somewhat cool. Maybe it's not that cool now. It probably is, because we're like 8 hours down into Florida now. Well, right now we're like 5 or 6, closer to 6. So, you know, the further south you go, the hotter it gets. Closer to the equator. I don't know if we are closer to the equator. I would assume so. But the beach yesterday was super fun. I don't know if I talked about that. As far as like, at first I was like, it's a freaking beach. Like, I drove all the way here for this, and then I went in the ocean, and I haven't been in the ocean, many years. And I was like, this feels good. And then it lowered my body temperature, so I was pretty comfortable for a couple hours, and then I ate. And I'm not even gonna get into that. Ugh, gotta stop going to Chipotle's. That's my main thing to eat, but people that work there suck. So, I may have already said this shit, I don't know. But, yeah, and then I started heating back up, and just for hours I was switching between the front seat. I may have already said this, I don't know, but switching between the front seat and the back seat. And it was just, I mean, I haven't really had a good night's sleep in like a week at this point. But I'm holding together pretty well, it seems. So I don't know, I'm gonna do a little more research, of course. Always looking into shit. And make a decision from there. And I will update you on that. And I feel like I should go there because I don't think I've gotten many clips of actually. I've taken some pictures and some like little clips of at the beach and stuff, but I don't know if I've really gotten anything. I've just been like eating Chipotle here and there and Cliff Bars and sleeping in the back here. So I feel like I haven't got that much content other than like this, just sitting here talking. And I don't know if if you want to watch this for an extended period of time with no action. We gotta have some action, but it's also Saturday, so it's gonna be packed too. So we're talking hot, smoky, and a lot of people. Those are my 3 least favorite things. But maybe I'll do it for you. And my personal satisfaction. So like I say, I did a whole Florida. I mean, technically I kind of did at this point. I was on the East Coast. Now I'm on the Southern West Coast. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Come on, man. Crush the alligators. See them driven before you. And hear the lamentations of the zookeepers. So Apple Maps just tried to take me like 3 different ways into this. It's supposed to be a little park where you go see alligators and whatnot, but it's clearly now a freaking development. So I don't know what to do now, because now I'm like an hour out. I don't think I'm kind of like, I don't know, I've had enough of Florida. I'm not gonna be able to sleep in this car tonight. I know that for a fact. I might go up north to that Maikaka State Park and hang out there for a while, and then start heading north tonight, because I know I'm not going to sleep in here. I came down, I did the test run. The awesome campsites were all booked up. Not much I can do about that. I came down here to do what I needed to do. I feel like I did it. I'll go to that Maikaka hike around. It's an hour up north, kind of like 30 minutes off the highway probably. You have to go back through Sarasota, through all those annoying towns with the camera stoplights and crap. I'm gonna get a kefir from Walmart because I'm getting hungry. So I'll grab a kefir, go to Maikaka, hang out there for the day, and then tonight start heading back. That's my plan, and I feel good about it. I feel good about getting out of Florida, honestly. It's just hot. Florida would be awesome, as long as you have shelter. That's the top thing. As long as you have shelter and you don't have hairy pets. But yeah, man, I've just had enough. I came here to do what I needed to do. I tested this rig out. I know I need a regular tent, and possibly if I can get a rooftop tent, that would be cool too. So, and then rebuild this thing out differently. This just isn't going to work. Because I have to find a way to stay cool, and staying cool means tent. I need to darken out these windows. There's a lot I need to do, actually. So I'm happy with what I did. I went to the nicest beach in America, according to TripAdvisor, for whatever that's worth. You know, I know it's done this time, but no, it was a nice beach, and I had a really good time. But yeah, if I could live here forever, would I? Maybe. If I could live right on that beach. If I could live right on the ocean, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna get moving. So now I just noticed on Google Maps, going up to that Mayaca, I think that's what's called, Mayaca State Park. You start going up the highway in 75, you turn into yellow, which means slow traffic, and then you take a right onto the road to get to the Mayaca State Park, and it's all yellow in there, which means it's all congested. There's a lot of people trying to get in there, and I read that when they reach capacity, they close the park, and then they let one car in as one car leaves. So I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna go to a freaking close Walmart now, if there is one, get a keyfer and see if I can find another park to go to just to see alligator. It was telling me like ones that were close by, and that was one of the ones I just went to that turned out to be a development, but I think there's some other ones too. But for now, like actual state parks, they pay to get into. But it's $6, which isn't bad. New York, it's $8. But yeah, I just need a keyfer right now so I can relax a little bit. Looks like I may have finally found a spot to go to. And it looks like there's some trails to walk on. That's all I want. No doggies. That's lame. I guess because there's, who knows. Yeah, supposedly these are turtle trails and stuff. So we'll check this out. But yeah, see alligator, walk some trails, and then head on out of here. Sounds like a good day. Good plan. I don't know if I just drive through here or if there's an actual place for me to park and whatnot. But see, I don't think the rest of the state's gonna be that much different. Sure, I would have liked to make all the way down to the tip of the state just to say I did, but not really. I mean, if that campground was open, then maybe, but you're not near the water or anything, so it's just kind of hot and swampy. So I don't really see the point in that. I can walk through here and have a good time and enjoy myself. But yeah, I don't know if this is somewhere to park or what. But I'll let you know. Alright, well, it turns out there is parking. I thought there'd be restrooms here, but there isn't. But it's alright, there's a hiking trail. So I'm gonna go hike that trail. I would have liked a little keyfer first, but this was nearby. Walmart was not, so. Yeah, let's go do a little hiking. And check it out. There's a lot of bikers here, so I guess it's a popular biking area. But yeah. Oh, didn't I want to see alligators? Supposedly, I'm supposed to. I don't know. You can't trust the internet, bro. I don't know if there's alligators around here. We'll see. If I see alligator, cool. If I don't, whatever. It's whatever. So this is pretty cool. As you see, lots of birds and whatnot. Actually pretty awesome. So, in an effort to avoid people and crowds, I found myself out here in the middle of nowhere, hiking a couple miles, watching out for snakes, rattlers, to see an alligator. We'll see how it goes, dude. That sun is beating on me already. I mean, I just started, so we'll see. It is miserable out here, guys. That sun's cranking on me. I walked like 10 poles, and then I seen a guy on a bike. I said, "Hey, you seen gators?" He's like, "Hell no." So it's really dry out here. There's not many gators around here. I'm heading back, but yeah, dude, it sounds like I complain a lot, but I think it's just because I'm in uncomfortable elements a lot throughout these videos. But yeah, dude, I gotta get back. You know, I don't want to be negative and say it was a waste of time, but when I got in the car that said 100 degrees, and I mean, wow. Oof. Yeah, very uncomfortable, very sweaty. It's not wearing comfortable underwear. These old farts, they're in their 60s, 70s, 80s, let's say 60s, late mid 60s. They're just riding around their bikes like no big deal. But they've also been here the last 20 years acclimating to it. But yeah, dude, that was gnarly. And I think in 1 week of my life, I went from negative temperatures, well, I'll say 2 weeks, a 2 week time period. Because when I left, it wasn't, I don't think it wasn't negatives, but. So 2 week time period, less than 2 weeks, I went from negative degrees, below 0 degrees, all the way up to 100 degrees. So I've been through 100 degree fluctuation. About had enough. Pretty much all these videos I took, it's gonna be a video on how not to travel. Good old highway traffic. Pretty much has standstill here. Like literally just gone 75. Finally got some of that Florida rain. A few hours north, about 72. Down quite a bit. Now it's coming down. It's like the movie Twister. So I woke up this morning and I'm at the South Carolina Welcome Center. I was like, you know what? I think I miss Florida. I mean, it just sucks because I'm traveling out of my car. But if you had an apartment right there on the ocean near the beach, apartment, house, whatever, of course it's great. It's amazing. And just like up north in the winter, you stay inside all day because it's too cold. Down there, you stay inside all day because it's too hot. But there in the evening, you can go out, get in the ocean, swim, whatever, walk back to your house, apartment, or whatever. So I'll keep that in mind. That might be somewhere I end up going, but who knows? Yeah, I woke up today, I was like, you know what, Florida's actually pretty decent. But it's getting hot in here. It's going on like 11 o'clock noon, I think. I just had to keep driving last night because on I-95, there's not really any rest stops. I got a sub, and then I was like, you know what, I want to drive an hour. And once I started driving, I was like, you know what, I've already driven a lot today, and I thought I was going to make it to there's a Florida, I think it was like the Florida or the first one in Georgia rest area. And I could have swore I was like, I don't know what happened. All of a sudden I'm driving and it's not there. And I know I seen a sign for it, but I didn't see the rest stop somehow. So then I'm on 95. You just got to keep going and going and going. And all the gas stations and stuff in Georgia and shit are pretty sketch. So I was like, fuck, I'll just keep going and going and going. And then gas is all overpriced. But then I seen that I was actually pretty close to the South Carolina restaurant when I stopped at Love's, and I think I was like, yeah, dude, I can't stay here. So then I kept going on. I don't know. It was just a long night of driving, but I made it here. And as I pulled into this rest stop, my back brakes are squeaking, so that needs to be taken care of. I was thinking of taking care of it at my uncle's here in South Carolina, but then, you never know what you're gonna get into. It couldn't have a caliper stick in. Probably should put new rotors on it, etc., etc. So I might wait to do that till I get home. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna stop there or not, but I need to hurry up and make a decision because it's getting late in the day. I slept decent. I mean, I woke up a lot. I was just laid back there for most of the morning until it got too warm. And now I've just been looking at stuff in Marketplace and trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I parked at the very end. This is a huge lot. And a RAV4 pulled up, parked right next to me. I was like, what the heck, dude? But whatever. So, alright, man. I gotta figure this out. Alright, so last night, stayed at my uncle's in South Carolina. We got about a 13-hour, 900-mile trip home. We're gonna knock it out today. So, yep, let's get trucking. So as you can see, we're back in New York. don't know what I was thinking coming back here. It's freaking freezing. Right now, it's with the wind chill, it's below -10. He loves it. He wanted to stay out, keep walking. I was thinking that turtle place I was at, $5 a night, I could have got a tent, stayed there, stayed warm, but I'm back now. I've been back for about a week. I got to plan the next trip. I got to reorganize this whole thing. I really haven't got anything done. So I got to reorganize this whole deal. Where you going, buddy? See if I can find a rooftop tent and stuff. At least a regular tent. And then make plans for the next thing, huh, buddy? He just jumped in here so crazily. He like slid all over the place. You okay, buddy? Yeah. You're crazy, man. There's another dog here right now. They just got here. So, but yeah, I got back. It took me like 18 hours. I did it all in one shot. So yeah, we'll see where we go from here.